Edgar Cayce didn't just read people's past lives. He saw the deep-rooted causes of their illnesses and prescribed remedies no doctor could imagine. But what made him truly extraordinary? His readings were always accurate. One day, a doctor named Ketchum heard about Cayce's abilities. Skeptical but curious, he decided to test the so-called sleeping prophet. Ketchum believed he had appendicitis, but Cayce, in a hypnotic state, disagreed. Instead, he gave a simple diagnosis and an unusual treatment. Ketchum doubted him, until another physician confirmed Cayce was right all along. This changed everything. News spread like wildfire. Cayce became famous overnight. People with incurable illnesses lined up, desperate for his help. A construction worker came to Cayce after a severe accident left his leg shattered. Doctors declared he would never walk again. But Cayce, in a trance, prescribed something unheard of in 1905, using metal nails to fixate the knee. It sounded insane. But months later, the man walked again, fully healed. Then, tragedy struck home. Cayce's wife Gertrude was diagnosed with tuberculosis, a death sentence in those days. Desperate, Cayce performed a reading for her. His remedy? A strange mixture of herbs and apple cider, stored in a half-charred oak barrel. Doctors scoffed, calling it nonsense. But after just 2 days, Gertrude's fever vanished. Months later, she made a full recovery. As demand for his readings grew, Cayce realized he couldn't help everyone. He dreamed of opening a hospital dedicated to holistic healing. But he needed funding. A wealthy Texas oil man offered him a deal. "Find oil for us, and we'll fund your hospital." Cayce agreed. But for the first time, his readings failed. Every prediction about the oil wells turned out wrong. The partnership collapsed. Cayce understood the truth. His gift wasn't meant for profit. It was a divine message. His readings weren't just about curing disease. They were lessons about karma, about how our past actions shape our present suffering. If illness was caused by past misdeeds, then true healing required not just medicine, but a change in heart, in spirit, in life itself. Cayce spent the rest of his life helping those in need, never turning away the poor. His readings offered more than cures. They gave people a chance to cleanse their karma, to live righteously, and to find inner peace. Unlike psychics who rely on intuition or vague predictions, Cayce's readings were astonishingly precise. All he needed was a person's full name, birth date, and place of birth. With just this information, he could describe their surroundings, personality traits, strengths, and weaknesses. But even more incredibly, he could trace their past lives and forecast their future. One of his most fascinating readings was for a newborn baby in Norfolk. On the day of her birth, Cayce predicted she would grow into a strong-willed, stubborn individual, difficult to control. Years later, every detail of his reading was proven true. Then there was the case of a 3-week-old baby boy. Cayce declared that this child was destined to become an outstanding doctor. At 8 years old, the boy was dissecting small animals to understand causes of death. By 12, he told his father that his dream was to study at Johns Hopkins University and become a physician. His parents, a businessman and an actress, resisted, but his determination was unstoppable. Against all odds, he pursued medical school, just as Cayce had foreseen. And then in New York, a young telephone operator sought Cayce's guidance. She wanted to know what path she should take. Through his reading, Cayce told her she had been a masterful artist in past lives, and that she should pursue commercial art. Curious yet uncertain, she followed his advice and enrolled in an art school. To her astonishment, she quickly discovered her extraordinary talent and soon became a successful commercial artist. A mere coincidence? Or a destiny she was always meant to fulfill? Edgar Cayce's abilities were beyond explanation. Was he tapping into an ancient knowledge? Was he a messenger, revealing that our lives are intricately woven across lifetimes? Or was he simply a man who had unlocked the mysteries of time itself? Edgar Cayce's readings continue to baffle and inspire, even decades after his passing. Perhaps, somewhere in his archives, your destiny has already been written. Cayce foresaw the devastation of both World War I and World War II. In 1935, years before the world plunged into chaos, he warned of growing tensions in Europe and the Pacific. He even named the exact year, 1939, as the start of the next global conflict. When Germany invaded Poland, his eerie prediction became reality. But it didn't stop there. He predicted the Great Depression of 1929, warning that economic turmoil would shake America. And in an astonishing revelation, he foresaw the creation of Israel. A prophecy made 15 years before it became a reality in 1948. His visions extended beyond wars and politics. Cayce had an obsession with the lost city of Atlantis. He claimed that remnants of this ancient civilization lay beneath the Atlantic Ocean, and that it would rise again in 1968. In 1968, something incredible happened. Off the coast of the Bahamas, divers discovered massive stone formations resembling roads and structures, the Bimini Road. Had Cayce predicted the re-emergence of Atlantis? But Cayce's insights weren't limited to world events. He believed that a person's skills, passions, and fears were echoes of their past lives. A New York dentist, obsessed with hunting and camping, despite being a city dweller, learned through Cayce that he had once been an 18th-century fur trapper. Another woman, inexplicably drawn to New Mexico, discovered that she had lived there in a past life. In his later years, Cayce's abilities grew stronger. He could see glowing auras around people, colors revealing their emotions, health, and even morality. He knew who was destined to live and who would soon pass. When World War II broke out, desperate families begged him for news of their missing loved ones. He worked tirelessly, giving as many as 8 readings a day despite warnings that it was draining his life force. By 1944, Cayce was gravely ill. He gave himself one final reading. The message was clear: his time on Earth was ending. He told his loved ones that by early January he would be healed. And just as he predicted, on January 3, 1945, Edgar Cayce passed away. Months later, his beloved wife Gertrude followed him. The sleeping prophet had left behind a legacy: over 14,000 readings, countless medical healings, and prophecies that still mystify the world today. Was Edgar Cayce truly gifted, or was it all just coincidence? What do you believe?
Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Share it, because some stories are meant to be discovered together. And stay curious. I'll see you in the next chapter.